There are breaking news updates about the war. The Israeli Prime Minister's office stated that Israel would listen to the U.S. but would make its final decisions based on national interests, while speculation continues about how it would respond to a potential missile attack from Iran. This brief midnight statement was released in response to a Washington Post report claiming that Benjamin Netanyahu had indicated to the U.S. his readiness to target military sites in Iran instead of nuclear or oil facilities. The Post, citing two officials, noted that Netanyahu made these comments during a phone call with U.S. President Joe Biden last Wednesday while discussing Israel's retaliation plans. On October 1st, Iran launched approximately 200 ballistic missiles toward Israel. The Israeli military stated that most of the projectiles were intercepted. It appears that the U.S. is trying to limit Israel's response to Iran. Biden stated that the U.S. does not support any potential attack on Iran's nuclear facilities, which is a course of action suggested by some in Israel, including former Prime Minister Naftali Bennett. On October 4th, Biden went further, indicating that the U.S. would also oppose any Israeli attack on Iran's oil facilities. "If I were them, I would consider alternatives to attacking Iranian oil fields," he said. Israel has not officially announced how it will respond to Iran's missile attack in October, the second in 6 months. But Defense Minister Yoav Gallant stated last week that the response would be lethal, decisive, and above all, surprising. Meanwhile, the U.S. announced that it will deploy a high-altitude missile defense system to strengthen Israel's air defenses. Iran stated that the missile attack in October was a response to Israel's killing of Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah during a meeting with a senior officer from the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps in Beirut, as well as the assassination of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran. Israeli officials, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, have assured the U.S. that a counterstrike on Iran will be limited to military targets rather than oil or nuclear facilities, according to a source. An Israeli retaliation that targets Iran's nuclear facilities could trigger a regional war, while a strike on oil fields could send energy prices soaring. The Biden administration wrote a letter to the Israeli government, demanding it act to improve the humanitarian situation in Gaza within 30 days. The United Nations has warned that Israel is effectively sealing off northern Gaza and may be carrying out a large-scale forced transfer of civilians, which it said would amount to a war crime. Meanwhile, initial components and military personnel for the advanced air defense system the U.S. is providing to Israel arrived in the country Monday, the Pentagon said, and more will be sent in the coming days.